Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing to do for you. This is a special one. This is one of the many pre-orders I have out there, or had, I guess, at this point, because this one's not a pre-order anymore. This is from Vero Engineering. This is the Isotope. This is the integral frame lock. Is that even can you have an integral frame lock? Yes, you can. Sorry. From Vero, and I'm excited about it, guys. Gonna try not to talk way too much before showing you the knife. I do have my ProTech Malibu here, the channel mascot knife for the unboxing. Absolutely fantastic knife, which will now go in my back pocket so we can put the Isotope in the front pocket. So guys, quick recap on Vero for me personally. I got into Veros right around the time of this pre-order, and luckily knew I liked them enough at the time that I was able to get a pre-order spot. Yeah, like I missed out on some of the other ones. The Synapse Gen 2, I missed out on the pre-order because I got into them too late. I was able to get somebody's pre-order, basically. So that worked out for me, but other than that, I was buying every one of the Vero's secondary price, and I was paying for it. My Axon, I paid $450 for. Now, I've since sold every single one other than the Synapse Gen 2. I love that knife, and basically the clip is the reason why I have sold the others. They just weren't really carryable for me with my jeans. I have normal jeans, but I guess they're made for thinner type pants. That's all I can say. I do believe this clip has been changed. This is the first model with an upgraded clip. And it is supposed to basically take away the hotspot issue that righties have. Now, I've never had that issue because I'm left-handed. But I'm hoping he also add a little bit of clearance. Now, the last two I've had, the Synapse XL and the Gen 2, haven't had the clip issue with clearance. So we'll see how it goes. You obviously get your fantastic packaging from Vero, from Joseph and Michelle. They do a top-notch job over there getting things packed up. You're going to get a set of Vero stickers, which is really cool. And those are going to giveaways. You'll get some of their candies, which these are some kind of Italian fancy candy. They're fucking good. And let's get to the real prize, okay? This is the Isotope pouch. It comes with this patch. It's a blue patch, so they will all come with that, I believe. And it basically has a picture of, guess what? The Isotope. Let's open it. Oh, I can already see it. Oh, I can see it. Okay. Vero cloth. Vero card. This is my Vero Isotope. I went with the M390. Obviously is standard. First run, standard. Isotope, standard. Joseph Vero, standard. Finish, hand satin, because I'm a baller and a boss. And I went with the red carbon fiber. I swear I went with black end cut. I am 95% sure I went with black end cut, but I'll double check that. And raw hardware. So there you go. That is at least what is in this package. No, it is black end cut. So they just screwed up on the card. It says red CF, but you could clearly tell, unless I am crazy, that this is black carbon fiber. So it is what I ordered. It's just the card is wrong, which I could give absolutely two shits about. So no issue there. I mean, worst case, I could have Joseph send me another card. Like, I honestly don't care. So anyway, this is number 297. You can see that right there, 297. She is dead on centered, which is very nice. Has an interesting design around the pivot. I wonder what that is. It has these, oh, because it's a integral, I guess. It's got some shit on it too. Because it's an integral, you see that around the pivot screw? It has like a cutout almost, like something was placed in there. And the same thing right here around the insert screw. It must be how they had to do it. You will see the flipper tab, very minimal. It sticks out a little bit more than I'm used to on a Vero. You do have your slot for the righties there. And here's that clip I was talking about. What he did was he changed the angle at the end here. So instead of coming out and lipping up, it lips up and then goes on a plateau at the end. And what that does is stops it from being a hot spot in your hand, on your palm, because you don't have anything pointy hitting you in the palm. And he basically took the Vero fulcrum and he took that clip design and then went ahead and kind of modeled it for the knives. And that, I believe, is the clip design going forward. I will say right off the bat, this is a sexy ass looking knife. My balls are tingling just a little bit already. So we'll see how it goes once I flip it. Real quick, I'm gonna stick it in pocket. All right, so I will say initially, it only goes about halfway, and then I gotta give it a little shove to go the rest of the way in. But it's not like stiff. It's hard to explain. It's fine. At least right off the bat, I'm good with that. And it comes out real smooth one-handed. So my fear with this knife is the detent. So here we go. Okay, that felt really good. I will say that. That felt really good right off the bat. Blade stock is very interesting. It's not that thin, but it looks like it kind of thins out, like it tapers down as the blade goes out. Very interesting. I mean, look at the blade. Look at the overall design. This is very different from any other Vero. I have to say, in person, it's a little different than I thought. I expected a drop point, and I believe this would be a clip point. It kind of comes back. I don't know. I like it. I'll say that right off the bat. The hand satin is sexy as ball sack, so that's freaking awesome. The balls, I mean, they're tingling more and more as we go here, guys. Let's see how this goes. Okay. So, not exactly drop shutty. Now, that detent is absolutely dialed, I will say. It comes out very easily. There's enough detent in there. Let's try the flick. Okay, so righty flick works. Gotta give it a little bit of wrist, I think. Seems to be a little dry, maybe. I don't know if the pivot's just over tightened. It's rock solid, but you'll see there when I hit the there's a little bit of lock stick. You hear that? It's almost like you have to push it well past. You don't just disengage it, you got to really push that out, and it still doesn't quite drop. That is a very interesting feeling. Let me try it left-handed here. So right off the bat, big issue with frame lock pressure. I'm tying it up, just placing where my hand lands naturally left-handed. I'm putting pressure right on the spot, so I have to move my finger back here to go ahead and deploy the knife. You'll see how it wants to walk back. It has a, yep, it does have a detent ball ramp. You can see that little half moon type deal down in there. That is your detent ball ramp. I mean, once you get it closed or going, it's smooth. It's just not drop shut. Usually Veros come very drop shutty off the gate, but I think it's breaking itself in. It is weird how it does not drop when you push the lock bar over. We'll see how that develops, but you can see there it's like it's already coming around. Once I get it to fall, it falls really nice. Yeah, so it's not left-handed. It's not great. I gotta say that. Like I want where my hand just lands is right here, you know, and then I'm locking it up immediately, and I have to back off. And then when I back off, it starts to kind of slip out of my palm here. So it's just not set up for a lefty. And then again, for a lefty, you have to go well past that break point to get it to drop, because the detemp ball ramp wants to eat it back up. It doesn't have a clean, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know, it's just hard to explain. Right-handed, I don't really see anyone having any issues. You can see there, it's already really breaking in. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be worrying about this right-handed. But again, initial impressions as a lefty are, yeah, it's just not fun to operate at all. We'll see how that develops, of course. Let me see if we're developing any play as we go here. That's an issue with Veros. They tend to walk, and they tend to walk really fast on the pivot. I don't feel anything. It's still rock solid. Pivot still dead centered. So that's all good stuff. There was one other thing I wanted to note or take a look at. I'm trying to remember what that is. Here's the back, so you can see the integral design. I think it's a really good looking knife. I like the end cut carbon fiber. I will say, if you look at the titanium closely, it looks very beat up. Now, I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be like a stonewash titanium, or whatever they call it, blasted titanium, and maybe it's supposed to be looking like it got dragged behind a bus, but that's kind of how it looks to me. So that's not really great for me, but I get it if that's the look they were going for, like a stonewashing. And the thing I remember now is lock rock. That is a tendency that, with the way the lockup is designed on Veros, there's a tendency to have the inchiest bit of lock rock. Nothing. It is locked up absolutely solid. So that is a huge positive for the Isotope here, guys. Really cool knife. I'm digging it so far. Again, left-handed, I don't know. I'm struggling to secure it properly. Like, because I have to back off with my thumb, I feel like I'm losing grip and I'm not having full control of the knife. When I flip it, now I'm landing like this, right? My thumb is really the only pinch point on this side, and it could easily just drop out of my hand, especially if it slips out of my palm. So while you're deploying it, that could be an issue. Ergonomically, you have a little bit of jimping up here. It is not very rough or anything. It's pretty light, actually. It fits okay in my hand right here, but I do feel this area right here biting me. This swell is a bit more pronounced than on other Veros that I've noticed. If I choke up, it's a bit better. I feel that clip a little bit in my finger here. This is left-handed, of course, but because it's plateaued, no issue. This feels really good. You have good control. This obviously is not a small knife. You know, it's got to be 3.75 inches on the blade, maybe. Right-handed, this grip feels really good. This grip back here feels fantastic right-handed. I don't know what it is, but it's just different left-handed. I think it's because right here I'm pinching right on this corner with my middle finger, and that's causing an issue. Right-handed, I don't have that issue. I'm landing right here, and it works perfectly fine. And then when I choke up, it also feels really good. So guys, this seems like a knife very well suited for somebody who's right-handed, and that's fair enough because it's a right-handed knife. So I can't sit here and complain too much about how it's not great for a lefty to deploy. See, I didn't even get it out that time. It's just not. I don't think this is going to be a good one for a lefty, guys. I really hate to say that, and I'm sure other people will disagree, but initial impressions, not lefty friendly, but fantastic for a righty. So most of you are going to be very, very happy with this. I do love the look. I like the different type of inlay he did this time on that end cut carbon fiber. I love the integral design, of course. And if you're wondering, I believe this was $4.95. I believe that's what I paid, $4.95. So that's it, guys. That's a quick unboxing and first kind of impressions. I may do another first impression / disassembly to show what it looks like internally. Even though there's not much to it, it's an integral, but I'll probably do that, and then I'll wrap it up with a full review in a week or two or whenever I get to it, and we'll see how things progress. So that is the Vero Engineering Isotope. Really cool knife. Another sweet one from Joseph. He just has a knack for designing cool things. Whether they end up being ultimately for me or not, I can see the beauty and the engineering in these, and I can really respect that. So great job, Joseph. Hey guys, I'm back, and I decided to just try to throw in a disassembly while I was at it. I think I might have time, so I'm going to try to do that. The only thing I'm concerned about, you can get a quick look at the knife up close here. You see that? That's what I was talking about in my first part of the video, this cutout. And I'm wondering when I take this screw out if that's going to come out. I don't know what the deal is there. Same here. This is how, I mean, it's an integral, so they can't put it in and then put the scale on top. They had to mill all this out, and they have to fit this stuff in. So that's why it's a little different than a normal sort of two-piece titanium frame lock. And here you can kind of see a little better what I meant by it looks kind of like it got beat up a little bit, like it got dragged behind a bus. I'm starting to think that's what they were going for, some kind of stone washing. I will say, just from playing with it for a few minutes, not sitting in my truck, it's not as bad as I kind of was saying with the lefty thing, but it's still a pretty big issue right here. If you put enough pressure down, you're not getting it open. Now, you'll be able to hear the lock stick a lot better right now. Sometimes it makes a pretty loud click. Now, right-handed, it's not so bad. It's weird. Maybe it's the angle I'm coming at left-handed. I don't know. Let's break into this bad boy. I'm guessing all I'm going to need is this T8 right here. So let's start with, right, I don't need to take any of this off, right? I should be able to just use this one driver to do everything. This, of course, is the custom beads / JW, I think, knife design driver. Love this thing. It just gives you so much torque compared to anything else. I'm trying to be careful here and see what happens. This needs to go through, so I need to carefully not push it, I guess. So what do I do now? Obviously, there should be no need to take the clip off or take that screw off. It should just pop through. You'll see it is D-shaped there. These are all good things. I'm just afraid to push on it too much. I don't want to damage anything. I need a smaller, let me try something. I don't want to get in there and push on any of the threads, you know. I could jack something up that way. There we go. So that came out the other side. And then this should all come out. That's what I'm worried about. I don't know how this goes back together exactly. Does it feed itself in? It's not just coming out, you see? It's wanting to catch up. I think it's because that one bearing is kind of hanging out in there. No, it's the... Is that why this is here? Yep. Okay. So I think I need to take this part out because that is holding in the stop pin, if I'm correct. You see how it kind of started coming out there a little bit? And then I kind of pushed it back in. It's this part right here, this thing I've been talking about the whole time. Trying to be very delicate here. This is not delicate. But if I can get something out, maybe it'll help. All right, I got one bearing out. These are bigger bearings than normal on a Vero. Got it. Okay. So you see there's your stop pin. Don't know how I'm supposed to... Maybe you don't take it out. Does it come out this way? Maybe that comes out. We're in uncharted territory here, folks. Yeah, it does come out. But I don't know how to specifically get it out. I need to push it through, but how the hell would you push it through? Got it. So I know that seemed weird, guys, that I was rattling it, but it was giving it enough gumph to kind of shake it out. This goes through here. It's a very ingenious design. So it has Vero's normal stop pin design where it runs on this track in here. But because you can't just, on an integral, you can't just slide a stop bar through or mount it on the blade because then you would never get the blade out. They designed it like that, where that bar goes through and then this metal piece holds everything in place and the pivot goes into that, which holds that in place. I mean, it's really smart. I like the design. So here's that kind of pivot collar type thing I was talking about. And then right here is a steel washer. I'm guessing this is titanium. I don't have a magnet here, but I'm 90% sure, just can tell. And then this is steel, so the bearing can run on that. We do have 1/4 inch by 1/16 bearings, so they're a little bigger than Vero usually uses 5 millimeters. So we'll try to swap those out. I should have some from Gillian's here. These should fit perfectly, I would hope. We will check, of course. Gillian's salt and pepper bearings, guys. Check those out. I apologize. It's going to be a longer video. I don't know what's going to happen, you know. I figured I might as well lump it right in so you guys get to see the whole disassembly and everything of the isotope right off the bat. So if I look in here, it looks nice and clean in there. You'll see there's the steel washer on the other side. I might go in there real quick with one of my KPL sticks. Check out KPL, guys. There's a link in my description of every video where you can get 10% off using my code lefty10. They sell these really cool microfiber tips that go on these plastic sticks, and you can get into really cool places like this on an integral. You can really get to work in there. It's kind of nice. You can get into these really kind of small places, which is cool. So anyway, that's that. It looks very, very dry in here. I think that's kind of why the action was the way it was. Hopefully we can improve it just a little bit with the bearings and everything. These are also very good to go ahead and get into the sides of a bearing track like this. You'd be surprised how much gunk ends up in there and you don't even see it. And just like on some other Veros, it has the track on one side. And then I'm guessing, I don't know where the track is on the other side. If the bearing slots into something on the other side. Because this sits like this, right? Oh, no, it does sit like this. No. Does it? I don't know how it sits. I think it sits in there like this, yeah. So that track isn't on there. I don't know. We shall see, guys. We shall see. So we get my KPL out. That's pretty much the disassembly, guys. I mean, that was quick. You know, a little bit of a worry there, of course. Actually, let me get these out. Again, KPL, guys. Love KPL. I use it on a lot of stuff, which is why I recommend it, of course. I don't recommend things I don't use. Let's go get it in here. All right. And I will probably Loctite it because it's sort of a thing you have to do with Veros, basically. Maybe not on this one. I don't know. It is D-shaped, but even in all the other ones that I've seen with D-shaped pivots, you still have to end up doing it. So getting this back together should be interesting just because I don't know which way it wants to go back together. So, pivot can't go in first, right? So let me do this. Let me drop some KPL in certain places so it's ready to go, right? I don't want to go crazy. I just want to make sure I have enough in places that need it. I can always blow this out with air or whatever. So here's where I'm wondering what's going on. I have to make sure that that steel washer gets back in the right place. This goes in this side. So that's your pocket then for the bearing on that side. Interesting. Okay, so I think what I need to do is lay a bearing in maybe. Or does it sit in there enough to where, let me try this. Just trying to put KPL on most things, so if it's going to get rubbed off in the process of all this stuff I'm doing. This bearing goes on this side, so I don't need to put that in yet, I don't think. But it kind of all has to go in at the same time. This is why this is confusing. So I think I need to do this side first. Just go in like this. Because I have room to put the bearing in, right? So I just need to get this one bearing in. Like this. And then I can put the pivot through. I think. This is all hypotheticals at this point. But I think I got this. So this will work itself in. I need that. I need that bearing to line up with me. Sorry, I'm trying to do all this on camera. It can be tough. Right, let me try this. Feels like it's feel like I have it through the bearing, so I don't know why it doesn't want to come through the blade. All right, let me try this one more time. All right, the bearing fell out. Now, can I? Maybe if I do it this way, right? Sorry, let me extend this. If I put it in this way first, see how it wants to pick that bearing up, take it. All right, so if I do this, I don't see what I'm missing here. Is there something obvious going on? Like, I'm halfway into the blade. I don't understand. Am I just not pushing? Oh. Maybe. Got it. Okay. All right, so I got that. Can I rotate the pivot, though? I need to be able to rotate it so it seats in properly. There we go. Got it. So you got to make sure that D shape is down. You got to make sure that D shape is down, otherwise the pivot can't go flush into the scale, right? That's as flush as it goes, I believe. So we have that pivot in. So we should be able to just drop this guy in. Might have to do a little more rotating and such. There we go. That pushed right in. So that goes in there. Now you'll notice that pivot is off kilter again. So I'm going to have to keep working at this. It's kind of a game here, guys. You got to just hold it. There you go. Make sure it stays down. And now should be able to drop a little schnizzle. Oh, okay. Be careful, Kev. Okay, so this goes first. You have this steel washer, right? No, it doesn't. Jeez, I almost fucked that up. So this goes here. A little bit of KPL. And then you want your bearing, right? And then you want your washer on bearing, right? Then you want your piece right here that goes in like so and covers up all that stuff. That popped right in. I'm going to go ahead and grab that cleaning cloth again. Or cleaning stick, sorry. Get in here and clean all this shit up. Again, I apologize for the lengthy-ish video on this, but I figured it was worth doing. So then I'll take this, get a little bit of this stuff, Permatex, zoom out. Careful not to scratch my pivot. Load up the threads. Obviously, you want to make sure you get the threads. I have very largish hands for this, so it's hard to keep things 100% still when they're tiny like this. So obviously I try to get the threads. I don't always do a great job, but I got the threads and some more stuff. Pivot looks seated properly. Drop her in, start tightening. And then I usually stop, wipe any excess shit off. All right. All right, stopped about there. All right, real quick, I'm gonna put away KPL and stuff. We have enough of it, I believe, on everything. Permatex. All right. Now we will see how we did. Blade play. Little bit. So I gotta tighten it. No play. Action. Does not drop. Interesting. Centering. Looks dead on to me. As good as it was before. I usually like to look at the very tip. And then I also kind of walk up the sides and see, is there a gap larger on this side than this side? That kind of stuff. Looks really good to me. Ow! Just smacked myself in the knuckle. Good. It's the way we like to do. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just one flick and it changed the... Oh, my God. Okay. So, dead centered. Action, solid. No blade play. Watch this. Now, she drops all the way down. Oh, it's just getting better every time I flick it. Oh, it's so much smoother, yeah. I could probably walk it back a little and get it to drop more, but I do not want to do that. I want to let these Gillians break in and do their job. They will do that. I don't know if you've seen my J-cape. I added the Gillians to this like last week, and it would not drop shut. It would need some shaking to go. And just after playing with it for a week, it is basically a guillotine at this point. So these bearings do need to wear in, but usually they're as good as factory, if not better, right off the bat. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely a rock. It drops and it's smooth. So we nailed it, guys. That is how you take apart and maintain, I guess. I'm still staring at the centering just a little bit. Does look a little off to me. Let me look off camera. Yeah. It does seem to be a little bit off to the show scale. Don't know what loosening does. Let's find out. Loosening, so tightening would help then. Okay. I had to crank that a good bit though, so that's going to cause some issues, I think. It's super tight. Yeah, now it's just way too tight. You can see I obviously tighten it a lot. No play. Back to this. So it looks like the action is much better in this sort of setup right here. No play. I mean, there is no play, and the action's really, really good. And that centering is so close. I want to call it good. It's just when I look at it from back here, it sort of looks like it's off to this side, right? But then when you look at it from here, I don't know. It kind of looks dead even. Looks dead nuts. So it could just be my mind playing tricks on me. But I'll tell you what, it's absolutely close enough, and the action on it is just spectacular now. Not an ounce of play, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to leave it alone. I'll let this sit overnight. I'm not going to touch it. It's going to be hard. And I will carry it. I will do my normal review process. I've already knocked out the disassembly and everything, so that's good. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Maybe if you're going to get one or plan on getting one, now you know how to take it apart and put it back together. I will say, as a disclaimer, Joseph Vero did not tell me this is how you take it apart. He did not say anything to that regard. This is me doing this by myself. So if anything goes wrong, you can't hold me accountable. You definitely can't hold him accountable. So this is the best way to take it apart that I have found. I like the design of it. I like how they added that little piece in there. That's a very ingenious way to do it. A lot of integrals, you have to take out the pivot and then like shimmy out the whole thing, bearings and everything. This is made where you could drop that second bearing in and put it back together a lot easier, I think. And you've seen it smooth out significantly with me just doing that minor bit of maintenance right off the bat. And I'm sure having just played with it, it probably would have broke in. Yeah, it must be my brain. It looks dead centered right there. Well, now it looks kind of, I don't know, man. I'm crazy. I am crazy. That tip is dead centered. I'll tell you that much. But if you look up like here, then you're like, I don't know. I got OCD, guys. That is the Vero Engineering Isotope unboxing, first impression, disassembly, cool ass knife right off the get-go. I'm liking it a lot. I'm not in love, but I'm liking it a lot. So absolutely love you guys. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will not open this because I'm going to let it dry. Catch you later.